You've waited long enough, and I know it's been a hot minute, but I am back with not one, but two DIY TikTok denim thrift flips. I have been very inspired by TikTok, and I will link the original videos down below in the description box. But the first jeans are gonna look like this. I think they're called the shredder jeans. And then the second are gonna look like this, and it's like a mix of like patchwork with like manga panels with bandanas, and like that's its own situation. Like, yeah. I got both of these jeans from my local thrift store, and I also want to make sure that everyone is being super considerate of the people and families that actually use thrift stores as their main source of affordable clothing, and that we are not over shopping so there's nothing left for the people who really need them. But I just want to bring awareness to that, and without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Before I start on the shredder jeans, I actually had to take both jeans and then I had to make them a little bit smaller at the waist, so I did a pinch effect. Then I turned them inside out, mimicked that same triangle shape, and then sewed.
16 paranoia-filled days later.
Just ignore this little thing. I have just spent the last hour and a half pinch sewing my jeans at the waist because they were too big. These ones are fine, but then the second ones that I did, I tried them on and then the thread became loose, so that was a disaster, and we're not going to do that again. We're just going to wear it with a belt. I just can't anymore. So these are the shredder jeans, and I've already measured them out. I think they're 35.5 inches long, so at every 7.7 inches we are going to cut straight through. And the first one is going to cut through the back pocket. I have no idea if that's gonna be a huge problem. I know most people go over, but I don't like how it's like super like long here and then shorter and then the same size. So I'm just gonna try and make it look the same size throughout the whole thing. If it's a problem, then this whole thing's gonna be a fail, but we will see. So I just finished cutting everything. That kind of took me a while, but I also cut off the ends there, and I am going to go ahead and bleach this part and this one. So let's go to the tub. I filled that up with water. I'm not really sure how much bleach I'm really supposed to put in here, so I'm just gonna... That might have been too much.
2 hours later.
I went ahead and I dried these after I took them out of the bleach, so they came out super light compared to the actual original pieces. And then the bottom pieces by where my ankles are, I did this like little frilly thing since I cut off the ends. And I think when I attach these together, I'm gonna sew them together, and then I'm gonna use tweezers to pull them apart. Send your prayers, we're gonna sew them together now. I'm replacing my thread, and then I'm going to pin these two first parts together so we can sew. So I learned the hard way that I just can't sew, and my sewing machine doesn't work that well on jeans. So I got some help, and I recommend getting some help from someone who actually knows how to sew, aka my mom, who helped me with most, I mean all, of the sewing part of this project. And I sort of learned how to hand sew, but let's be honest here. The majority of the work was my mom in the sewing portion, so thank you. I gotta do the dishes tonight. So these look like leg warmers right now, but we got the leg portion of each done. And then I gotta do the top part and then sew it all together. Then I'm gonna go ahead and frill this part up. And then I'm gonna stick it in the washing machine to give it like a final look, and then I'll try them on.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her.
Now that that is over, we can get started on the second pair of pants. I have some I have some jeans of like different colors. I have bandanas, black and white, and I already cut them up and I kind of placed them where I wanted everything to be, but I just realized that the elements were too hard to balance out with each other, and it was just too much, and I wasn't gonna wear them if they looked ugly. So I decided to go rogue and trust that the process was not working and trust a different process. I am going to bleach these a little bit so they're a little bit lighter and easier for me to trace on the manga panels. And I'm mostly gonna make these like anime jeans with light patchwork so it's not too much. And I'm gonna do like a little bit on the back, like just this, and then I'm gonna do something on the opposite side, but you know, we'll see when we get there. So I'm gonna go bleach these real quick. These are the final pair of pants. The first thing I did was I pinned on the patchwork and then I hand sewed it on myself. And my plan was to trace on the manga panels and then outline it with the fabric markers, but that was impossible. So I had to freehand everything. And I know that if I had like a pencil to at least like sketch, it would have been a lot more exact, but you can still tell who everyone is. Like it still looks really, really good. My haikyuu pants be looking dope. I also made the decision to add rips in my jeans, and all you have to do to make a rip is you have to fold your jeans vertically and then cut horizontally, and then you kind of do like a fraying method where you pull out like the blue pieces but you keep the white pieces. These are the finished product and I'm gonna go try them on. Also, quick side note, I actually was able to pinch sew the second pair of jeans. All you need is thick thread.
Very, very thick thread.
It was not my poor abilities to sew, it was not my sewing machine. I am clearly still amazing. So yeah, just make sure you get really thick thread when you are pinch sewing your jeans.
Out in outer space, girl. Baby, it's you. Baby, it's true. Baby, it's you. I don't want anything else but you.
Thank you so much if you made it to the end of the video. Make sure to give a big like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more DIY, me failing at sewing but then also being bomb at it at the same time content. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!